Hello, I'm Kelsey Grace, and this is my Capstone project for Module 6. My activity is a light investigation that aligns with next-generation science standards. Students will be conducting an investigation to determine the effect of placing objects made with different materials in the path of a beam of light. This activity is modified from a next-generation science storyline activity for first grade. There are many other accompanying activities to go along with this one, both before and after, such as planning the investigation and making connections to our classroom. However, the big idea concerns how to achieve total darkness in a classroom, so students will use a model window and see which material blocks out the light best. Throughout the investigation, students will use a table on their handout to collect their data. The materials needed are easy to obtain, and the window is very easy to assemble, especially if students are aware that it is to be modeled after a real window. Testable materials can be swapped, but I tried to choose materials that would give different data for students to experience. You can see my photos of the model window that I created by cutting a box and placing the CD case inside, also leaving a hole for the light beam to shine through. Here's the video where I conducted the investigation myself. The model window is set up and each material gets tested, evaluated, and the data is collected on the handout. This is the table that is provided on their handout for the activity and what they would use to collect data throughout the investigation. As you can see, there are 3 indicators on this rubric. You could see all of the light and the flashlight through the material, some of the light but not the flashlight, or no light and no flashlight. All students would be using these indicators to collect data. I felt that this activity aligned really well with all STEM practices. It wasn't until I completed it myself that I realized the types of arguments that may arise from their evidence. For example, many students may predict that fabric would block out the flashlight and the light, but come to find out that you can actually see both through the material. This activity would be considered a structured inquiry activity because I would be giving the students the initial question and the method. However, the students would be the ones to collect the data, evaluate it, and construct an explanation based on what they gathered. I would allow time for students to ask their own questions after the activity, and these self-generated questions could lead to some open inquiry activities where they could investigate further. On the inquiry continuum, I felt that this activity gave an appropriate amount of teacher-guided and learner self-directed features for a first grade classroom. Thank you so much for watching.